The world you know is full of silent traps. You wake up, work, pay bills, check your bank balance, and feel that it's never enough. But what no one tells you is that this struggle isn't just financial. It's mental, spiritual, emotional. It's a battle that began millennia ago and continues to this day, shaping the lives of millions without them realizing it. King David faced giants, betrayals, and unimaginable challenges, and yet he taught that true victory does not come from what you conquer in the external world, but from the courage, discipline, and faith you cultivate within yourself. He knew that the human heart is the most decisive battlefield, and that only those who master themselves can master their own destiny. 1 Samuel 17:37. Centuries later, Florence Scovel Shinn reinforced this truth clearly and practically. What you visualize, speak, and believe shapes your reality. She taught that every thought, every decision, every word has creative power. This is why so many people work hard, yet still feel that life passes without leaving wealth, freedom, or peace. Because without awareness of the power you already possess, you continue feeding the cycle of scarcity and limitation. Now imagine this: the gold of Babylon, the grand palaces, the hanging gardens, all turn to dust. But the rule that governs wealth, success, and personal freedom remains the same. No matter how much time passes, no matter the technology, banks, or economic systems, the principle is simple. Either you master money, or it masters you. And this lesson is as old as human history itself. And this is exactly what this video will show you. This isn't empty motivation. These aren't miraculous promises. It's the truth that has spanned millennia. From King David, who fought and won with wisdom. From Florence Scovel Shinn, who taught how to use the mind to create wealth. And from the forgotten secrets of Babylon. Prepare to see what is keeping you trapped, and, more importantly, how to break these chains once and for all. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now, leave your like, and share this video so more people can discover this truth. Babylon fell more than 4,000 years ago. The hanging gardens turned to dust. The palaces that amazed the world were swallowed by sand. The gods that were feared were forgotten. But there is something from that era that remains alive to this day, functioning, breathing, exactly as before: slavery. Only it's no longer that ancient slavery of chains and whips. It's a modern slavery, silent. It's the life of those who work, receive a paycheck, and never see money left over. It's the routine of the man who wakes up early, works all day, gives his energy, his effort, his best years, and at the end of the day, realizes the result didn't stay with him. It went to the rent, it went to the bank, it went to the bills, it went to the government. And him? He's left only with exhaustion and the worry of the next month. Napoleon Hill himself taught that most people don't fail due to lack of effort, but due to lack of clear direction and control over their own money. And Solomon warned thousands of years ago, "Whoever loves money is never satisfied." Ecclesiastes 5:10. If this makes sense to you, leave your like now. This helps this message reach more people who are living exactly this cycle. In ancient Babylon, there was a man named Bansir. He was strong, skilled, hard-working. He built chariots, and among the best. He worked more than most. He did everything right. But one day, he stopped. He looked at his own hands, covered in calluses. He looked at the unfinished work, and he felt something many people know well: a bitter taste of frustration. And he asked the question that changes everything: "Why do I work so hard and still don't get anywhere?" And he added, "Why do I remain strapped for cash, while Arcad, who started just like us, now has all the gold in the city?" Perhaps you've asked this same question today. When you opened your banking app, when you checked your balance, when you realized money came in and vanished. A simple example: you get paid on Friday. You pay rent, credit card, gas, groceries, and by the next week, you're already counting the days until the next paycheck. This isn't a lack of effort, it's a lack of strategy. The answer Bansier found had nothing to do with luck, nor with inheritance, nor with privilege. He discovered something more serious: money follows rules. Napoleon Hill reinforced this by saying that wealth is the result of predictable laws, not chance. And Solomon confirmed, "Well-laid plans lead to abundance." Proverbs 21:5. You can ignore it, but you will pay the price. Most people live trapped in a cycle: earn to spend to restart, every month, their whole life, and still believe getting rich is luck. But Arcad understood early: either you control money, or it controls you. Today it happens like this: you trade your car before paying off the current one. You finance things you didn't even need. You raise your standard of living every time you earn a little more. Result? You stay in the same place, just under more pressure. Bansier noticed this, and he understood something many ignore. Being busy is not the same as moving forward. Napoleon Hill taught that activity without purpose is one of the biggest traps in financial life. So they made a smart decision. They stopped listening to those at the same level and sought out those who had results. If you want to get out of the average, you need to stop listening to people who live in the average. Subscribe to the channel now, because here you will learn exactly this kind of mindset. Then came the first law: a portion of what you earn is yours. Solomon already showed this in practice through the wisdom of managing resources well. Because the problem was never how much comes in, but how much you keep. A practical example: one man earns 3,000 and saves nothing. Another earns 3,000 and saves 300. After 1 year, one has nothing. The other has 3,600, not including what that can generate. Now multiply that by 10 years. That's when the difference appears. But saving is not enough. Napoleon Hill taught that money needs to circulate intelligently to grow, and Arcad called this making gold work. Today that means investments, businesses, sources of income. Example: instead of spending 1,000 on something that loses value, you put that money into something that generates return. Over time, this money starts working on its own. But here comes a common mistake: earn, spend, receive a return, celebrate, spend, and kill growth. Solomon also left a clear principle: there are those who give freely, yet grow all the richer. Proverbs 11:24. In other words, smart flow generates growth. Another important point: be careful with advice. Today this is even worse. The internet is full of experts, quick promises, easy gains. Napoleon Hill always emphasized the importance of learning from those who have already built something solid. And if you are in debt, face it. Solomon was direct: the borrower is servant to the lender. Proverbs 22:7. Real example: a man who earns well, but lives at the limit. Maxed out credit cards, loans, no emergency fund. He is not free. He only maintains appearances. The turnaround happens when you decide: organize, reduce, plan, pay, even if it takes time. The final lesson is simple: where there is decision, there is a path. Babylon fell, but the laws remain alive, because man remains the same. Now you have two options: keep running on autopilot, or build something real. Napoleon Hill taught that wealth begins with a decision, and Solomon proved that applied wisdom builds lasting prosperity. The truth is simple. Wealth doesn't come from luck, it comes from discipline, every single day. Now the question is direct. Will you keep surviving or start building? If this content made sense, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Here you don't get empty motivation. You get direction, strategy, and wisdom that has endured for millennia.